Beautiful Jellyfish, it's Tracy, and you know, I was inspired by this video and I thought that it would be really cool to film. It's basically like a Magic the Gathering player tag video, and yeah, so I don't know, I like created this last night and I thought that it would be really cool. And like when I was part of the beauty community, there was like a ton of tag videos that went around all the time. It's basically just like a series of questions that if you make videos you can answer and film your answers in the tag, so I thought that would be really cool. And now that I'm remembering this, do you guys remember the days back in YouTube where you could like respond to like videos that people made? Like you could be like, I have a response, and like they did it with it. That was like that was pretty old. They don't do that anymore. So I'll list the questions down below. Let's get into it. So the first question is, how did you get into playing Magic? So I started playing Magic my senior year of high school, and like basically one of my friends was just like messing around with some cards and I was like, hey, what's that? And she was like, they're Magic cards, and I was like, what's going on with this? And then so she taught me how to play, and then I like had like a group of friends in high school who played, and then I like branched off into like a couple of different friend groups, and then like started going to my game store, and yeah. Second question, how long have you been playing? So my senior year, which was, I started at like end like January of 2011 up until now, so that's like however long that time has been. I've been playing Magic, like 5 or so years. What is your favorite set? I really like Lorwyn a lot. That's like been one of my favorite sets for a while. I really like Avacyn Restored, that whole block, because Angels, and I really like Innistrad because Liliana is like awesome. 4, are you someone who net decks or do you prefer to spice things up? Okay, I'm kind of a net decker when it comes to like competitive. When I played competitive Magic, I would kind of net deck, but I would always throw in something spicy. But yeah, but for EDH I don't do that. I look at a lot of people's decks, like that's part of how I deck build. I look at like a ton of Tassiger lists and whatnot, but I don't net deck when it comes to EDH. Do you have a favorite format, EDH? Yeah, best format. 6, do you read lore? LOL, no. I don't really care about lore. I feel like people try to tell me about lore and I'm just so not into it. The closest thing I've ever had to reading lore has been reading Agents of Artifice, which I really liked. That book was actually really good, but I just don't really care about lore. It's not that I don't care about the characters, I do. I'm just like, I don't know, I'm not into it. Okay, who is your favorite planeswalker? I have a lot of favorite planeswalkers. I feel like I'm gonna get kicked for saying this, but I really like Jace, actually. I'm like, unpopular opinion, I actually like Jace as a character. He's really good in Agents of Artifice. I thought he was like a really solid character. And not dull and not awful like people think that he is. So him, I really like Elspeth a lot, because Elspeth Sun's Champion is like one of my favorite cards, and Liliana. What is your favorite Magic color? So here's the deal, is I like all the colors. They all have super awesome things about them. When I started playing, I really liked white just because I loved Angels, and like at that time when I started playing white, you know, Angels were predominantly white. But on the same token, I really like black. It's really fun. It's got a lot of kill spells and like board wipes and things, so I like black. Then on the same token, I really like green because I like ramp. But then on the same token, I really like blue because of control and Snapcaster Mage, but then on the same token I really like red because like lightning bolt and like that whole thing. So I like all of the colors. I think though in EDH land, green is by far my favorite color, but I like them all. And then what is your least favorite color? I think though out of all the 5, red probably gets the most neglected from me. However, in a draft setting, I have no issues drafting red. I draft red like all the time, so yeah. What is the creature type that you hope Wizards to make or to explore more? We need princesses as like a creature type. We just need like human princesses or like zombie princesses or just something awesome like that, because this whole like kind of, sometimes we've got like queens and like dragons, and no, we need that, and Wizards like knows that. Like I remember reading like when I was on Tumblr like forever ago, I remember like someone asked like Mark Rosewater and we're like, hey, you should do this, and we're like, we know. And I'm like, all right, well, like, can we have it now, please? I think especially too with Wizards has a little bit more flexibility with sets now, I feel, because we're doing them you know, we've got like 2 sets together, which I actually really like that they've done that. I think it's gonna be really like much better for the way that things work, so yeah. How do you keep track of life totals? Paper, phone, dice, anything else? Paper all the time, even when I'm playing EDH and it's seemingly more casual and people are like, life totals don't matter because we're playing for fun. Nope, nope, nope. Always, always, always keep track of them via paper. I've done a whole video talking about life totals. Paper is the best. Favorite Magic card? Alright, this is tough. So people kind of know me famously, I would say, for really liking, I'm gonna list a couple, I'm breaking my rules. Tasigur, the Golden Fang, because Tasigur is just awesome. I love Avacyn, OG Avacyn. She's my commander in one of my EDH decks. Really like Snapcaster Mage, like a whole lot. So yeah, those are some cards that I really like. What's a Magic card that you hate? You know, I came up with these questions and I did put thought into them beforehand, but what is a card that I like hate that people play? I don't know. I actually really don't know. What's a card that like bothers me that people, I don't know. I have a genuine favoring for a lot of cards, but I can't think of anything that like people play that I'm like, that card's like awful. I like joke, oh, okay, maybe not a card, but kind of like a deck that I really don't like. I really don't like 8-Rack in Modern. I really didn't like that deck. I don't think it's good. Like you know, some people are like, oh, I hate that deck, I hate playing a deck, and I'm like, oh, no, hold up, I know cards that I hate. I really, really hate Lantern Control in Modern. Please do not even get me started on how much I loathe that deck. Don't try to defend it, please do not. I hate that deck so much. Don't even argue with me. I hate that deck. It's awful. And I'm not saying awful, it's good. It's just, I hate it. It's not fun. As someone who plays blue, it's completely different from playing blue. It's horrific. The most you've ever spent on a deck. Okay, so probably, you know, my EDH decks are, it depends on them, but you know, the thing about this question is that it depends, because if you're someone who just wanted to buy the deck, but then you have like foils and stuff like that, like do you count that in there? So like what is the actual value of the deck? I think probably the most that I've ever spent in one like sitting on a deck would probably be any of like the Modern decks, because those were averaged like 500, but then when I built Grixis Control, I think that deck was like 700, maybe $800. Man, yeah, I think about that a lot and I'm like, that was a lot of money. I think Grixis Control was really expensive. I mean, just like the value, like Snapcaster Mages before they were, I mean, now they're gonna be reprinted in Modern Masters 3, so it's like, you know, those were crazy expensive. Those were like 60, and then like some versions that were running like Jace, Vern's Prodigy, when at the time he was like $90, then he dropped to like 60, now he's like 30 or something, but yeah, that deck was really expensive. But Bloom Titan, when I first built that, I think that was the time where I first dropped like, I remember spending like $400 in one day, and I was like, alright, I'm gonna go home and cry over here, because that was very heartbreaking. Yes. Okay. This actually kind of relates to this. So what is your weakness when it comes to pretty cards? Do you like foils, foreign cards, promos, all of the above? Yeah, you know me, all the above. I love promo cards, I love foils, I love cards that aren't in English, I like not being able to read my cards. Also heavily confuses my opponent if I were to play in competitive format. EDH, it's like totally different, but yeah. I like me pretty cards. Have you ever had any cards lost or stolen? I have not. I feel so bad for people who this happens to, because, you know, to other people they're like, it's just like a Magic card, like, whatever. No, that's like a lot. That's a lot of money that this person has poured into this hobby and poured into this one deck. Yeah. What's your favorite deck that you've ever played? Probably Bloom was like the best. That was like the best time ever. That deck was so fun. Really challenging. It offered like such a unique experience. Yeah, that deck was awesome. I love that deck. Is there a card you wished was never banned? That deck and Twin. Really, I feel like Twin was the deck that I was meant to play before I realized that that was the deck I was meant to play. I should have been playing that deck. Best card you've ever traded for? Probably Linvala, Keeper of Silence. She's like 45 or so right now, maybe 50. She needs a reprint. She's not printed in Modern Masters 3, I don't think. Maybe she is reprinted in Modern Masters 3. But she's awesome. I mean, I traded for her when she was like 30, and I got rid of cards of the things that I didn't need. So that was like a really sweet card that I traded for. So yeah, she's awesome. Do you have a favorite pro player? I used to watch a lot of competitive Magic. I like, not pro as in like has played in modern pro tours or anything. Probably Craig Rocco, because I know him personally and he's a great guy. And he's awesome. He's like super fun to like watch him play Magic and do his own thing. He's great. Have you ever top aided any events? I have. I've top aided twice, I think. I don't know. Now I don't do that anymore. I don't like go to events anymore or anything. Any like big events, but yeah, I started like my channel when I first started playing Modern and top aided with black white tokens. It was awesome. I was the only person undefeated. That was an adventure. That's like old school Tracy though. That was like, that's a long time ago that I filmed those videos. That was really fun. And then I top aided a, oh man, what was it? I don't even remember. I always get the names. There's so many. It wasn't like a big thing. It was like a qualifier or like something, like first got qualified to go to another thing. I don't know. I can't keep track of all those tournaments and how they work. But I got like, I don't know like what it ended up like my placing was, but I think I got like maybe like 6th or something in that tournament. That tournament was really awesome. That was fun. Maybe it was like states. It was states. Star City Game states. Favorite brand of sleeves. It's funny that I'm actually answering this question because my favorite brands of sleeve is not a sleeve that I own, but I probably want to switch over to them, which is KMC mats. I have Dragon Shields and I'm really not a huge fan of them. They're way too slippery for me. I know that Dragon Shields I think makes matte sleeves, so maybe I'll check those out, but yeah, Paul has KMC mats and I'm like, I need these. These are just the best things. I have Ultra Pros and I need to switch over to them. Coolest pack you've ever opened? I don't know the answer to this question. I don't have any really cool stories about like I opened this card and then like a foil version of this card. Like I don't have any cool stories like that. I think something that I opened which was really cool was when G-Stern's Prodigy, I talked about this recently, when he was like very expensive, like outrageously expensive, like $70. I opened him like pack 1, pick 1 in draft. I think I ended up going like 2-2 in draft, which for me was like, that's awesome at the time. Yeah, that was really fun. Do you have a favorite artist? I really like Teresa Nielsen and Rebecca Guai. I like any sort of like, and Steve Argyle too. Is it Argyle? I'm so making that up, right? Steve, I think that's his name. He does like a lot of angel like artwork or whatever. Yeah, I like angels and I like that whole like pretty type of thing. Yeah. And what is the best Magic related advice you've ever received? Talked about this before, but when someone told me when he was like, your deck is good, but not good in the format right now, and that has really like helped, and it helped me in a way and made me realize that there are a lot of really good decks, but how Modern is so, it's changing constantly, and to really keep up with it, and if you can't really, in my opinion, I mean, I know some people like, they've had this deck since like day one and they don't switch, and I think that's really awesome, but I'm not the type of person I need to be changing things up way too frequently, which is really funny that I say that with competitive formats, but with EDH, I mean, I've had like my decks, like Tassiger I've had for like ever, Super Friends I've had for like, not forever, Angels I've had for like ever, like I haven't taken those apart. I have taken EDH decks apart, but I'm less likely to do that than with competitive decks, so yeah, that was like really helpful advice and really made me see how you need kind of an expendable, pocket for Modern, and I didn't want to dump all that money into changing my deck like every week to play the best deck, and that really frustrated me, so I got out of that. So yeah, that was it. I feel like this went by really fast, and I feel like there were questions that I didn't answer, but I guess I did answer all of them. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that was it. Oh, people I'm going to tag in this video. First off, we have all lovely people from EtherHub, because you guys are great. Second off, we have Greg from Card Bazaar, who's awesome. Talk to him on Twitter all the time. And then we have Jeremy from MTG Headquarters, because he's like one of my favorite YouTubers to watch, so yeah. And you, if you make YouTube videos, do this. Tell me and I'll check out your channel. So yeah, bye guys.